All right, so we just plugged up the Harvest Right freeze dryer, and power button was switched on. So it already started the whole booting process, which I was intending to record. But now we are at the warranty registration, which is this point here in the book. And there's two ways to register your warranty. One is through Harvest Right app, and one is going to harvestright.com.warranty. We can skip it for a total of 3 batches. I wonder how long it takes. It also says that they strongly encourage you to get the app on your phone or other smart device. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we should go ahead. You think we should go ahead and do the warranty?
You talking about buy it?
No, register it.
I don't think I want to register it most of the time.
I'm gonna go register this warranty and I'll be back. All right, so now we have to enter our serial number, date purchase, and where purchase. After going through that whole link process and you put your name, address, and all that, now you're at this screen. So I started the whole process of logging in, thinking that my login from my Harvest Right account was the same, and it quickly told me, no, that's not right. So you click get a one-time link. Of course, that's going to our business email. And now we're gonna go and get the link. Harvest Right app. Install. Being installed quick. We're excited to have you join our community. As you explore the app, we hope you find useful information on how you can enjoy freeze dryer more fully. As always, please contact Harvest Right with all inquiries, including questions about setup, warranty, or repair. Long live your food. Okay. Register. So I did end up having to call Harvest Right to complete the registration process, and that's what you'll be seeing in the following clips.
All right. Just to confirm, the serial number is...
Now I'm on hold. I should have just skipped the registration.
Jenna, and just a rundown, you called it because you need to get the warranty code, and I'm glad that I was able to provide you that. I do hope you enjoy using the freeze dryer. Once again, this is Jara from Harvest Right. Goodbye for now.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
I will say they were extremely helpful, and the call did not last. Let me see how long that call was. Recent. It wasn't even 10 minutes. It was 7 minutes and 24 seconds, and they got me squared away. So, yay. Moving forward. We have started, and now... Is it closed completely? Okay, it is closed completely. Oh yeah, it's the Premier oil pump. Okay. Did I select it or no? Okay, preparing freeze dryer, wait before loading trays, and then it gives us this timer. It's gonna take about 15 minutes for this to cool. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get our bread loaded onto our trays. I do think it's interesting that the whole bread run is not a suggestion in these instructions. So I'm not exactly sure where that came from. It could be that it was something suggested in older models. Maybe it's something that they worked through. I did notice that on our checklist they said they did run a cycle, and so maybe by doing that they've worked out ways to eliminate that chemical smell that could potentially penetrate any of your fruit or vegetables, anything you're going to put on the freeze dryer. I do know they've made a lot of progress over the years with these. It's tremendous how quickly the technology for home use has progressed. It's just very quick. So kudos to Harvest Right. So I've just got some basic bread house bread. I hadn't bought bread from the bread house in a minute, so I was kind of expecting it to be $1, and then Ty came. I sent her in with enough to get 2 because I thought they were $1, and then she came out with 1, and I was like, "Where's the other loaf of bread?" And she just started laughing at me like, "Haha, no, inflation." It's 5 trays. I'm gonna put all of them in with just a couple of slices of bread on them. You know, potential for absorbing the chemicals all throughout that could potentially be there. I don't know. I feel like this is unnecessary, but it's cool. It's cool. And I did not wash these yet, and I figured since I'm gonna have to wash them after this bread anyway, just save a step. You can see that ice building up in there all along the sides. It's wild. So now back to our running your first batch instructions. It says that there are some patent candy modes on the Harvest Right, but for most things it's just easier to press the start button. Selecting this method will automatically freeze dry any food or material. So let's do that. I thought I pressed record for pressing the start button, but I didn't. But I just hit start. I did not do custom settings. So the drain valve is already closed. It says load trays into freeze dryer, close drain valve. Oh yeah, that's some air coming out of there. Like, it's the next morning. I tried really hard to stay up and like watch this thing last night, but I was tired. I was so tired. So it's done now, and I was hearing the sound vaguely last night, and I was like, what kind of meow is that? And I just went back to sleep. But here we are. We're done. crispy bread, man. So I do have to go out, and so I don't know. I'm a little nervous about leaving that drain. So at this point, I hadn't fully grasped that the amount of water that will come out is not just based on the water that is like condensation, but it's also going to have to do with how much water came from the item that you're freeze drying. So yeah, like I said, I'm learning. Having said that, barely any water came out, but at this point, I was just not wanting to overflow my bucket and then end up having some water damage on my floor when I got back. Do I have to defrost it? Or like it'll naturally happen on its own, right? Instruction manual. And I need some coffee, y'all. Bad. Okay, it goes from instructions to troubleshooting. Like, don't I need to know like what to do after the fact? Or maybe they say that's self-explanatory, Sheena. You should know. Oh. And it just says, because the example was candy, it just says that you can start a new candy batch by pressing the start new candy batch button without having to go through the defrosting process. So that's that. We just ran our first cycle. So learning as I go, what I came to the conclusion is that candy doesn't have a high moisture content, so there isn't a need to have to defrost as much because there's not going to be a lot frozen that needs to leave the freeze dryer, and bread falls into that same category. I did defrost it though, just to be on the safe side, because at this point that hadn't clicked for me yet, but it's coming together. Your girl is learning. But I'm pretty sure that bowl is big enough for one cycle. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.